Hi everyone! Today's adventure takes us through Montenegro, mountain roads, Lovćen National Park, the old capital Cetinje, and the cliffside monastery of Ostrog carved into stone. So let's go! For this adventure I decided not to go on my own and joined a guided bus tour instead. Early in the morning the bus picked us up near the main road in Budva and we headed into the mountains towards Lovćen National Park. Now, if you are planning to film the ride, try to grab a front seat. That's where the views are best. But of course, that's if you are lucky. I got a seat near the front, sort of. Let's just say, the views were amazing, but the footage I got, not so much. Long way up. So now we are heading high into the mountains, and our first stop is also our first challenge, to climb to the mausoleum of the country's national hero. After that, we will visit the historic capital Cetinje and finish the day at one of the most unique places in Montenegro, the Ostrog Monastery, carved into a vertical cliff. This is it, just 461 steps to the top, and we will be at the mausoleum of Peter II Petrovich Njegos. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He was the poet, prince and national icon. Peter II was a leader, philosopher and one of the most important historical figures in Montenegro. He ruled in the 19th century and helped shape the country's identity through both politics and poetry. He chose this mountain as his final resting place, and it's easy to see why. The mausoleum stands at over 1,650 meters above sea level, making it one of the highest in Montenegro. Entrance has a fee, but it's just a few euros, and honestly, it's worth every cent. Before you enter, there is a small sign: drones are not allowed up here. But trust me, even without them, you'll get some of the most spectacular shots in all of Montenegro. And there is another way back. After the visit, our guide suggested a shortcut back to the bus. a little hiking trail down the hill. It was definitely quicker than the main road, but also a bit rocky and uneven path. Not the best path if you want comfort, but if you are into hiking, you might actually enjoy it. After Lovcen, we head down into the valley, to Cetinje. But before we got there, we made a quick, unplanned stop. Right on one of the mountain's bends, the view opened up and we just had to pull over. Below us, clouds, towns and the Bay of Kotor. It was unreal. The driver pulled over, and for a few quiet minutes, all we could do was admire it and take photos. So we continue our journey to Cetinje. Here it is on the map, just 40 kilometers from Budva, nestled at the foot of Mount Lovcen. It may be a quiet mountain town today, but for centuries it was Montenegro's royal capital. Cetinje is the old royal capital of Montenegro. It was founded in the 15th century and became the royal capital in 1482. It remained the political and spiritual center of Montenegro for centuries. And even today, it's home to the official residence of the president. Nowadays, the capital of Montenegro is Podgorica, but Cetinje still holds symbolic status as the cultural heart of the nation. After a short introduction to the city, our guide gave us some free time to explore. I walked down the main pedestrian street. It's the center of local life here. It has small cafes, souvenir shops, tourists walking and taking some pictures. This town is a total contrast to the coast. No tourists in flip-flops, no beach vibes, just history, museums, and nice streets. At the end of my walk, I reached one of the city's landmarks, the Cetinje Monastery. Built in the 18th century, it's still an active Orthodox monastery and an important spiritual site in Montenegro.
So yeah, this is Cetinje, and we are continuing our journey.
And now going to Ostrog, famous Orthodox monastery in Montenegro. After a short ride, we finally reached the foot of the mountain where Ostrog Monastery is located. We've stopped near a souvenir shop and a small restaurant, the place we will return for lunch later. Our big bus cannot go any further. The mountain road is too narrow and steep for such a big vehicle, so we switched to a smaller one and climbed the serpentine road all the way up. And here it is, Ostrog Monastery, built directly into a vertical cliff. It attracts thousands of pilgrims every year, regardless of faith. The monastery was founded in the 17th century by Saint Basil of Ostrog, who is buried here and considered a miracle worker. Over centuries, it became one of the most important pilgrimage sites in the Balkans. It's hard to describe the atmosphere here. Even if you are not religious, you feel something: silence, wind, stone, and peace. After visiting Ostrog, we returned down to the foot of the mountain and finally got to enjoy some well-deserved food. I went for a plate of traditional stew and a cold beer. Big, tasty and exactly what I needed after such a long day. So that was a lot. Mountains, history and a monastery. The views I'll never forget. Honestly, this was the most intense day so far. And maybe the most inspiring. I hope you liked this video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, press like and post your comments. See you in the next adventure. Bye!